In just 39 seconds, one of Hollywood's biggest stars went from smiling guest to furious exit as Joy Behar crossed a line that turned a simple conversation into an explosive on-air meltdown that had the entire studio gasping. Before we dive into this unbelievable confrontation, make sure you subscribe to this channel. We bring you daily videos exposing Hollywood's darkest scandals, the moments they don't want you to see, and the truth behind the fake smiles. Last night's episode of The View was supposed to be a celebration. Julia Roberts, America's sweetheart, was there to talk about her latest project, share some laughs, and connect with the audience. But what started as friendly banter quickly dissolved into one of the most uncomfortable and heated exchanges in daytime television history. By the time the cameras cut to commercial, Julia was already halfway out of the building, and Joy Behar was left scrambling to explain what just happened. The tension started building from the very first question. Joy, known for her sharp wit and sometimes cutting remarks, opened with what seemed like a compliment but had an edge to it. "Julia, you look amazing," Joy said with a smile that didn't quite reach her eyes. "I mean, for someone who's been in the business as long as you have, you really know how to maintain that movie star glow." The audience laughed nervously. Julia's smile tightened just a bit at the corners. "Thank you, Joy," she said carefully. "I try to take care of myself." "Oh, I'm sure you do," Joy continued, leaning forward. "With all those resources at your disposal, personal trainers, chefs, probably a team of people making sure you look camera-ready at all times. Must be nice." There it was, the first jab. Not quite an insult, but definitely not a compliment either. Julia shifted in her seat, her media-trained persona still intact but showing the first cracks. "Well, I think everyone deserves to feel good about themselves, Joy. It's not really about resources. It's about self-care." Joy waved her hand dismissively. Sure, self-care. That's the buzzword these days, isn't it? Back in my day, we just called it living your life." The other hosts exchanged glances. Whoopi looked down at her cards. Sunny shifted uncomfortably. They could sense something was off. Joy wasn't doing her usual playful teasing. There was something sharper in her tone, something almost resentful. Julia tried to steer the conversation back to safer ground. "So, I'm here to talk about my new film." "Your new film, right?" Joy interrupted. "Another romantic drama where you play the charming, relatable woman who gets everything she wants in the end. Haven't we seen that about 100 times already?" The audience went silent. That wasn't playful. That was mean. Julia's jaw tightened, but she kept her composure. "Actually, this role is quite different. She's a complicated character dealing with loss and..." "Loss," Joy scoffed. "Hollywood's favorite topic. Everyone in your world is always dealing with loss, trauma, deep emotional journeys. Meanwhile, the rest of us are just trying to pay our bills and get through the day without someone telling us we're not doing enough self-care." Now the other hosts were actively trying to intervene. Whoopi cleared her throat loudly. "Joy, maybe we should..." "I'm just saying what everyone's thinking." Joy shot back, not even looking at Whoopi. Her eyes were locked on Julia. "These celebrities come on our show. They talk about their struggles, their challenges, but at the end of the day, they go home to their mansions and their perfect lives. It's all so performative." Julia's face flushed. The camera zoomed in, catching the moment her patient's smile finally cracked. "Performative?" she repeated, her voice dropping lower, more controlled. "Joy, I came here as a guest. I came here with respect for you and this show. I don't know what's gotten into you today, but this isn't okay." "Oh, here we go," Joy said, throwing her hands up dramatically. "The celebrity can dish it out in movies, playing all these tough characters, but can't take a little honest conversation. This is what's wrong with your industry. You're all so protected, so insulated from reality." "Insulated from reality?" Julia's voice rose now, the careful control slipping. "Joy, you don't know anything about my reality. You don't know what I've been through, what I deal with. Just because I'm successful doesn't mean my life is perfect, or that I don't face real problems." Joy leaned back in her chair, arms crossed, a smug expression on her face. "Real problems? Like what? Deciding which vacation home to spend the summer in? Choosing between designer dresses? Give me a break." The audience was dead silent now. This had gone way past uncomfortable television. This was personal. This was ugly. Sunny tried again to jump in. Ladies, let's take a breath here. No, Julia said firmly, holding up her hand. No. I want to hear what Joy really thinks. Because clearly, she's got something she wants to say to me. Joy sat forward again, her voice dripping with sarcasm. Fine. You want honesty? I think Hollywood actors like you live in a bubble. You make millions of dollars pretending to be other people, and then you come on shows like this, acting like you're just one of us, like you understand what regular people go through. But you don't. You can't. Your life is so far removed from reality that you might as well be living on another planet. Julia's eyes flashed with anger. That is incredibly unfair. I have never claimed to be just like everyone else. I have been fortunate in my career, and I'm grateful for that. But that doesn't give you the right to sit here and attack me for being successful. What have I done to you, Joy? Why are you coming at me like this? Because someone needs to, Joy fired back. Someone needs to call out this whole charade. You celebrities come on these shows, you promote your movies, you tell your carefully crafted stories, and everyone just eats it up. Well, I'm not buying it anymore. I'm tired of the fakeness, the phoniness, the whole act. Julia stood up, her mic pack still attached, the wire trailing behind her. The act? Her voice was shaking now, not with nervousness but with genuine anger. You want to talk about an act? You're sitting here, on national television, attacking me for no reason other than to make yourself feel better or get some shock value for your ratings. That's the real act, Joy. Joy stood up too, matching Julia's energy. Oh, so now I'm the bad guy because I'm asking real questions? Because I'm not kissing your ass like everyone else does? You're not asking questions, Julia shouted, her composure completely gone now. You're being cruel for no damn reason. This isn't journalism. This isn't even entertainment. This is just you being nasty. The studio erupted. The audience gasped. The other hosts were on their feet, trying to calm things down. Producers were frantically signaling from off camera. But Joy and Julia were locked in, neither one backing down. Nasty? Joy shot back. You want to see nasty? How about the way Hollywood treats regular people? How about the way you all preach about equality and justice while living in your gated communities, completely separate from the problems you claim to care about? Julia's face was red now, her hands trembling with anger. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what I do, who I support, what causes I fight for. You're making assumptions based on your own bitterness. Bitterness? Joy's voice went up an octave. Oh, that's rich coming from someone who... Someone who what? Julia challenged, stepping closer. Say it, Joy. Whatever you're really thinking, just say it. Because this clearly isn't about my movie or my career. This is about something else. So, what is it? Joy faltered for just a second, and in that moment, everyone could see it. This wasn't about Julia Roberts at all. This was about something personal, something Joy was projecting onto her guest, but instead of acknowledging it, Joy doubled down. It's about accountability, Joy said, but her voice had lost some of its fire. It's about calling out the hypocrisy in Hollywood. By attacking me personally? Julia shot back. By insulting me from the moment I sat down? That's not accountability, Joy. That's just mean. And I don't have to sit here and take it. Julia reached down and started unhooking her microphone. The other hosts rushed forward. Whoopi put a hand on Julia's arm. Julia, please, let's just take a beat. No, Julia said, pulling the mic pack off and handing it to a nearby producer. I'm done. I came here to have a conversation, to connect with people, and instead, I got ambushed by someone who clearly has some personal issues to work out. Joy's face flushed red. Personal issues? Are you seriously? Yes, I am seriously, Julia said, her voice cutting through the chaos. Because normal hosts don't treat their guests like this. Normal people don't attack someone they've just met for no reason. So, whatever is going on with you, Joy, I hope you figure it out. But I'm not going to be your punching bag. The audience was murmuring now, some people standing, others looking shocked. Joy tried to recover. If you can't handle a tough conversation? Julia laughed, but there was no humor in it. This wasn't tough, Joy. This was hostile. There's a difference. And the fact that you can't see that is exactly why I'm leaving. Joy's voice rose again, desperate now to regain control. Fine, leave. Run back to your perfect life. That's what you people do when things get uncomfortable. Julia turned back one more time, and when she spoke, her voice was calm but ice cold. You know what, Joy? I've done hundreds of interviews. I've been asked hard questions, challenging questions, questions that made me think and reflect. But I've never been treated with such disrespect for absolutely no reason. And the sad part is, you don't even see it. You think you're being brave or honest, but you're just being cruel. And that says everything about you and nothing about me. The other hosts were trying to salvage the situation. Sunny was apologizing. Whoopi was trying to explain, but Joy just stood there, her arms crossed, her face a mixture of defiance and something else, maybe embarrassment, maybe regret. It was hard to tell. Julia grabbed her bag from under her chair. I hope you treat your next guest better than you treated me, she said, because this was a disgrace. She turned and walked toward the exit. A producer tried to stop her, probably thinking about contracts and obligations and network concerns. But Julia brushed past him. The cameras followed her all the way to the edge of the stage. Just before she disappeared behind the curtain, she turned back one last time. And for the record, Julia called out, her voice carrying across the silent studio, I have fought for everything I have. My success didn't just fall into my lap. I worked my ass off, and I did it with grace and respect for others. Maybe you should try it sometime. Then she was gone. The heavy stage door slammed shut behind her, the sound echoing through the studio like a gunshot. For a moment, nobody moved. Nobody spoke. The audience sat in stunned silence. The cameras kept rolling, catching every uncomfortable second. Joy stood there, still at her seat, her face cycling through emotions, anger, confusion, defensiveness. The other hosts were looking at her, waiting for her to say something, to explain, to apologize. But she didn't. She just sat back down heavily in her chair, straightened her notes, and looked at the camera. Well, she said, trying to sound casual but failing completely. That was certainly something. The audience didn't laugh. They didn't applaud. They just stared. Some looked angry. Some looked disappointed. All of them knew they had just witnessed something that shouldn't have happened. Whoopi tried to smooth things over. Let's take a break, folks. We'll be right back. The second the cameras cut, chaos erupted. Producers swarmed the stage. The other hosts turned on Joy, their voices raised. Through the stage door, you could hear Julia's voice in the hallway, still angry, talking to her team. The audience members were buzzing, pulling out their phones, already posting about what they'd just seen. And it all came down to 39 seconds. That's how long it took from Joy's first cutting remark to Julia's decision that she'd had enough. 39 seconds that turned a simple talk show appearance into one of the most dramatic confrontations in daytime television history. Nobody in that studio would forget what happened. The audience witnessed something raw and real. A moment when the careful pretense of polite television conversation shattered completely. They saw a beloved actress pushed to her breaking point by a host who seemed determined to tear her down for reasons that had nothing to do with the movie she came to promote. As Julia's footsteps echoed down the hallway, getting farther and farther away, everyone in that studio knew that something had changed. This wasn't just bad television. This wasn't just an awkward interview gone wrong. This was a complete breakdown of basic respect and professionalism, broadcast live for millions to see. And it was all Joy Behar's doing. The stage manager was frantically talking into his headset. The other hosts had surrounded Joy, their voices low but intense. The audience continued to buzz with shocked energy. Some were recording on their phones, despite the rules against it. This was too big, too dramatic, too unbelievable not to capture. In the hallway, Julia Roberts, one of the biggest movie stars in the world, was putting on her sunglasses and heading for the exit. Her team scrambled to keep up with her, trying to manage the situation, already thinking about damage control and public statements. But Julia wasn't interested in any of that right now. She was just done. Done with the disrespect. Done with being used as a target for someone else's issues. Done with trying to maintain composure while being attacked for no reason. She pushed through the back door of the studio and into the bright California sunshine, leaving behind one of the most uncomfortable moments in talk show history. Back inside, Joy Behar sat at the table. the reality of what just happened starting to sink in. The cameras were off, but the damage was done. Whatever point she thought she was making, whatever issue she thought she was addressing, it had backfired spectacularly. Instead of looking brave or honest or real, she just looked cruel. Instead of calling out Hollywood phoniness, she had revealed her own pettiness. The show's producers were already in emergency meetings. The network executives were being briefed. Social media was exploding. And Julia Roberts was gone, her dramatic exit already becoming the stuff of television legend. All because of one host who decided that attacking her guest was more important than showing basic human decency.